people are following you not for the crazy production value.
Right.
So like B-roll won't save you, and like fancy music coming across. This is why people don't make videos, because it doesn't look professional enough. But it's quality of thought, not quality of production. If you're changing somebody's life with their relationship, that's the thing. Like, you've got magic. This is the journey. So for anybody who's just kind of getting started at the beginning of your YouTube journey, this was my journey. So 25 subscribers in year 1, 107 subscribers in year 2. So it took a while to kind of get going and get started. So wherever you are right now with your YouTube, you're probably ahead of where I was in year 1 and year 2. So, just keep going. One of the things that I love doing is help people like Roland get their message out to the world. Help people like you get their message out to the world. I specialize in thought leadership, education, entrepreneurship. I'm not the guy to help you with your slime channel grow, but if you've got a message in your heart, you want to share it with the world. If you want to start your slime channel next, I'm not your guy, but getting the wisdom from your brain out to the world is what I want to do. And same thing with you guys, and have helped, So today we're going to look at Roland's channel and get some feedback. But what I love doing at the beginning, before just diving into content, like this is where a lot of YouTube experts will let you guys down. It's just immediately start driving into, here's what you need to do to win on YouTube. Most of you, and like Roland, the goal is not to become an influencer. The goal, like, what does 1 million subscribers even mean? Like, the goal is we're trying to sell something. So before even diving into that, I'm going to walk Roland through the process that I would use to talk to those other guys about how to grow their YouTube channel so you can start generating some sales. Thinking about you, why not spend more time on YouTube? You've got a lot of stuff going on in your business and the conference and all this other stuff. Why not put more of a priority on YouTube? Like, what's the thought process?
Well, right now I've got a content team, and we basically research the content that we think will be most valuable to people, and then once a week, every Monday, all day Monday is blocked off for content. So we record podcasts, we record videos. The team says, these are the things that we think you should shoot.
Yeah.
And then we shoot those things, and then it goes to all the different channels.
And so for people here too, like, why not? You've heard all these talks about why you need to be doing it. Cool. Why are you not doing it yet? You know it's important. You've come here. You've heard other sessions. Why are you not making content yet? Why is it not important? Yeah? It doesn't work? Not my audience? Too much work? Overwhelming? Okay, return on effort, not worth it. Not enough ideas. Here you go. Thank you, Roland. Anytime you're dealing with a talent, and like Roland is a talent. And if I'm dealing with any of the people we saw before, they are all the talent. Access to time is always the hardest thing. You got to justify doing this versus something else. The reason that we don't spend more time on YouTube is because you don't care about YouTube, you care about growing your business. And so the goal from this session would be to not just convince you to spend more time on YouTube, but to actually see how you can get an ROI to actually grow your business. Because you guys here, you want to grow your business, Roland wants to grow his business. So the number one question that nobody's asking you, and I'm going to ask Roland, before they devise a strategy for YouTube is, what do you sell? I want to know what you sell before we even start talking about YouTube. So, what do you sell?
So conceptually, I sell opportunity, the opportunity to improve yourself financially and quality of life-wise through primarily acquisitions and exits. And then I have specific products that I can talk about
like
as well.
Products and services,
Yep.
Where do you want more business?
Sure. I want more deal flow. My whole goal in everything I do business-wise is, how do I find more companies that I can become a part of? That's pretty much it. I mean, the funnel to making that happen is I do consultations, I do 4-hour consults, and then I have programs that are training programs for people. It's more of a experience for a year to kind of train people in how to do this sort of stuff.
Okay.
Kind of a collaborative type thing.
And you're doing it with them?
Correct.
Got it. And for everybody here, like when you came in, well, the people who I met, it's like, well, what do you sell? It's always the first question, what do you sell? We had a relationship expert over here, counseling, we had a marketing consultant. So this could be consulting, this could be books, this could be, if Roland wanted to sell more tickets to this next year, right? You start with, what do you want to sell? Because I want you to generate more leads, because if we can increase...
So you can put consulting on there, you mentioned that, that's part
consulting,
of it.
Okay, cool. If we could help Roland get these 3 things, he would spend a lot more time on YouTube. I'm saying everybody here, right? If you're going to grow your business from your content, you would justify spending more time on it. Now it's okay to go after what may be hard. Now all of the problems we came up with here, right? All of the reasons why you can't do videos go away because it's generating revenue for you.
For me, I'm committed to the time because I'm already creating the content.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how do you get more people to see it and consume it.
to do that. All types of content can win. I want you to make content that then actually leads to these things. If we're trying to sell deal flow, training programs, and consulting, the best content that you could make, because you're kick-ass at what you do. And I've seen some of your speeches and obviously watched some of the videos in doing this. Most of what you're doing is if it's in the one-on-one interaction, coaching entrepreneurs, consulting, taking a piece of their business, doing your, like what goes into a 4-hour, $25,000 consult that then turns into a 10% of their business,
Right.
or that's the model. Mm-hmm. If you're a great consultant, show me you consulting. Like whatever you sell, show me the process of you doing it. So if you get up and if you do a speech, that's great. It's information. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily a great consultant. If you want to sell training programs, show me you training somebody. So the best content that you can make is not, here are the 8 ways why couples fight with each other. It's you taking 2 people and doing a live consult with them. If you're going to consult for companies that then you turn that into equity for you, or here you're training people how to do what you do, like how to do the training consultants, how to take these, perfect. Those are 2 groups then that you just sit down and you do a Q&A with. Here's what's great about it. 1, it's easier. A lot of these reasons here, like I don't have enough ideas. You don't need to have ideas. They're bringing you the ideas, right? If you're actually good at what you do, like Roland is so kick-ass at what he does that you don't need them to fill out a 4-page questionnaire. You could just answer any question, as long as it relates to the things that you're awesome at, right? Yeah. Relationships, you don't need them to fill out this huge, so there's no prep work. For anybody afraid of kind of being in front of the camera, you're nervous when you turn on the camera, like, oh my God, how am I gonna look? Not in this crowd, you guys are all used to it? Okay, well that's usually a big problem for people. It's like, I don't like talking to the camera. But you're talking to a human now.
Yeah, makes it easy. Makes it easier.
So it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
So like, how do I find those people? Well, maybe they're following you on Instagram, or maybe they sent you an email and they're not quite ready. You have your process, right? Like, wait, well, here's my letter of intent. You sign the letter, wire me the money, and I'll do the thing. But if they're not at that stage yet, it's like, okay, well, how about you come on my show on YouTube? And it's up front. You let them know this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, oh,
that's
by the
cool.
way.
No, I think that's great. I love it.
Those are key words. Like, if you love it, you're more likely to do it. If it's work that you have to show up and do because it's in your schedule and you kind of know that it's important, you're less likely to want to do it, right? So loving it matters. So anything that you sell becomes a series on the channel. So something around helping entrepreneurs, how do they grow? How do they build? How do they scale, right? That's an entrepreneur show. How do you train people how to do it? And then whatever's involved in the consulting.
Okay.
So here's what's going to happen. Like if you have a training program, you could take your students in a training program and then make a video about them with them. You take somebody it's an annual program?
Yeah, it is, yes.
And how much does that cost?
$48,000.
Okay, so $48,000 to join the training program. But that's group, right?
It's a group, yes.
Perfect. Access to you is impossible. Almost impossible.
Yes,
Right?
unless if it's a portfolio company, like if I'm part of the deal, then
Right.
yes.
But in general, like if you want Roland's time, it's really hard to get.
Yeah.
Super valuable. If you have $25,000 and you're going to pay him for 4 hours, is that still the price?
It is.
It's still the price. Perfect. But otherwise.
But only until the end of today.
Yeah, exactly. Use code Evan, and then you get. Right? So you could take somebody who's in this program. How many people are at a time?
About 100.
100 people. Okay, so like they love you, they love Roland. He's a genius. They're learning from him. They've committed
48,000
to be in this program, right? Now you get one-on-one time with him, but it's going to be turned into content. And we say that in advance, right? Not a bait and switch afterwards. Hey, can we put this on our channel? But in advance, would you like one-on-one time with Roland for half an hour? Talk about whatever you need in your business, and we're going to use that as content for your YouTube channel. How many people would say yes to that?
At least 3.
Probably a lot more than 3, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But you also don't need everybody. Like maybe people don't want to be on YouTube. They don't want to share their stories. Couples,
That's the challenge with consulting, which it's simple when you say it, as most great things are. Like I've asked clients, can I film the consult? And they're just like, there's too many confidential things that we talk about, so they don't want that, right?
But you don't have to do it with clients.
Right, yes.
You do it with people who can't afford the $25K, who still want access to your time.
And are comfortable, and that's the trade.
And if they don't want to do it, cool. Like, join my other program, or here's a book, or come to TNC, or something else.
Yeah.
You don't need everybody.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's cool.
Relationship problems, same thing. They may not want to go at each other and share, like, oh, well, you cheated on me, and like that's going to go on YouTube and live forever, right? You don't need everybody. You need 1%.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, in some of the training consulting, like if it's your students, You don't always have to go into the most depth. You can give tons of value without going super specific on them sharing their balance sheet from like right now, right?
Sure.
So there's still a lot of value you can provide anyway.
Yep.
But here's what happens. If he does a training program, you got 100 people in there. If you have 5 people willing to do it at the start, cool, you do those 5. It's more fun because you're working with somebody who you like. Mm-hmm. You're giving more value to them and building the relationship up even more. You have content for the channel. But here's what happens when you get on the call with them. And this could be a simple Zoom call. Like, this doesn't have to be they fly to your office and you're spending time with them. You could have a simple Zoom call, have 4 back-to-back-to-back episodes, and now you've got content for the next month on that series.
Yeah.
When they come on, you're going to say, hey, here's Joe. He's part of my $48,000 program where I train people how to, now we're talking
Maybe
about the
Eunice, but not Joe.
Maybe Eunice, but not Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Joe doesn't pay attention anyway. He's doing You're talking about why this call is happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Roland has this program? I didn't know you had this program. Now we're talking about the program without talking about the program,
Yeah.
right? Then Eunice is going to come on and say, oh my God, Roland, your program's amazing. I love this train. Now that's going to be them talking about it without us talking about it. So now
Yeah.
we're promoting the thing without promoting the thing.
Right, like it.
Right? And we're demonstrating how good you are, because then it's just going to be Eunice comes on and says, okay, Roland, I'm struggling with this. I know you change your life.
It's great.
Like, that's the best content to show how good you are, if you are actually a good coach. So this is why we have to start here, because Roland's already making content, and he's already got some great videos up on here, right? So, this is him doing a speech, and this is him, another speech, and then here, he's doing Q&A, where a lot of these are, it's like there's a question that pops up, and then Roland answers it, right? That's typically what you're filming.
Yep.
Cool. What would be even better is to see the person coming on and asking you the question.
Yeah.
Because anybody who does coaching consulting, the question they ask is almost never the question they actually need help with.
Right.
Right? If you're actually good at coaching and consulting. So where you're magical is then saying, okay, you think that's your question, but then let's ask here. It's like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. And when you get the aha moment with them, that's when they want to work with you, but everybody who's like them, who's watching it, want to work with you as well.
Do you find that it is more or less effective, or just even doing something like that with people in person, live in the studio versus on a Zoom? Because it's hard to get people from all over the place to be in a room, to create content regularly.
Everybody's Zoom trained now.
Okay, it's not really much difference.
Definitely do Zoom.
Okay.
This is what's important. It's thought leadership. So your job is to teach them to think like you think. You think differently. Mm-hmm. You're a weird duck, right? You guys all here are weird ducks. You walk in this room and you see things that most people don't see. And so that becomes your job, is to teach other people how to do it. They're not following you, or they're not following me for seeing me in a bikini or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or hair advice. But people are following you not for the crazy production value.
Right.
So B-roll won't save you, and fancy music coming across. This is why people don't make videos,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't look professional enough. But it's quality of thought, not quality of production. If you're changing somebody's life with their relationship, that's the thing. You've got magic. And for people who might be worried about IP, is another thing. Well, if I show my process, somebody might steal it. Don't explain what's happening under the process. It's like a magician. You guys are magicians. Roland's a magician. How he came to ask the question he's going to ask, he doesn't have to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like magic to the outsiders. How did he even know how to what? Right? It looks like magic.
Yeah.
But for you, you've done it so many times, you are a genius, pattern recognition, and same thing for everybody here if you're actually an expert at it. Right? So this is more fun content to make, and it'll actually help you convert a lot better on the sales. If we're talking leverage, because I love leverage as well, this kind of video, do you have a landing page for all these things?
Yes, different things for different things, yes.
Cool, right. And everybody, hopefully if you're here, you have a landing page, I have to talk about that. Putting an example of how you do your thing is a great conversion tool for your landing page. If you've got a landing page for this $48,000 program, and then I get to see you, not just customer testimonials of saying this is the greatest program ever, mm-hmm. but I get to see Roland with Eunice and how he changed her life, and I get to see the interaction, and then the next level of thinking, that's great conversion for your website. So the idea is, let's make videos that help us sell stuff, not just to get reach, but also to convert people over. Any questions on this?
No, I'm in. Makes
Keep
sense.
going. Questions? Maybe a quick question here.
I noticed that he's got an hour-long video, but then he's got a 7-minute video.
Yeah.
So do you want a magical moment and a soundbite, or do you want to see it in totality, or of those two series?
Okay, so let's talk structure, because this is helpful. In terms of the length, the longer the better. Everybody, I don't know who's talking here, but you might see a lot of people talking shorts. Cool, you can do shorts. But long form is so much better to convert people over. If somebody's watching 30 seconds of Roland versus 3 hours, who's going to buy more? Who's going to, like the person who's going to buy his 25,000 plus give him 10% of the company is the person who's like spending time with him, not just watching a 30-second short. The biggest growth that we see is in the 1 to 3 hour category. 1 to 3 hours. And people's like, people will not watch. They will. Because YouTube is now the education platform. If I want to learn how to trade my consulting for equity in companies, what he's genius at, where am I going to learn how to do that? The library? My mom? Like, where am I learning how to do that? I'm going to YouTube and I ask, and then there's his video. And there's only so much you can cover in a 5-minute video versus a 40-minute presentation or an hour and a half consult with somebody.
How do you feel about podcasts for content on your personal channel?
Podcasts go back to what do we sell? So the biggest mistake people make with podcasts is they're bringing on guests. You having Joe on your channel doesn't help you sell any of this stuff. Now, maybe that helps you with biz dev and knowing Joe. I mean, you guys know Joe, but there's somebody else that you want to connect, and having Arnold on your show, cool. Like, that's great biz dev. So that could be like a 4th category here. So we're making content to build relationships. But that's what it's for. It won't help you sell any of this other stuff because you are the expert. I need to see you being the expert. You asking questions to somebody doesn't.
So let's say that we do that on the podcast. Then we've got a video podcast that's an hour long.
Yeah.
Posting that on YouTube as opposed to a separate podcast channel?
Depending on the audience, it's a different channel. So if you're targeting the same audience, you can have different shows. Your speaking gigs and your consults is still the same stuff. So it's the same channel. If it's a different audience completely, then it's a different channel.
Okay.
For everybody.
Cool.
Yeah. But most podcasts, the problem is you are not the expert. And if you're the Larry King asking the questions, I'm not buying your stuff. I'm buying your guest stuff because
Right.
they're the expert.
Right.
Unless your business is being a host.
Right.
Then I need to see you hosting. Like,
Right.
whatever you want to sell, show me the process of you selling it so you can convert. So yeah, that's a great question. It's like, it always comes back to this. What do you want to sell? I want to help you sell stuff, right? I went to a YouTube event and this guy had 6 million YouTube subscribers and just hired his first VA to help him because he's doing everything himself. It's like, how do you not have a business? This is crazy, right? Where I started with like business in mind first. So what are you trying to sell? And then show me the process. You mentioned micro content. So like you're taking your videos and you're splicing them up into a bunch of content. Like are you filming individual things for micro clips, or are you taking?
I do both. So I have long and short form content that I create.
Okay, so let me pull up. This is what's called an audience retention curve. This is the most important thing for data. I love data. I love data-driven decisions. I don't know if you guys love data nerds in the house. I love it. YouTube gives you the most data of all the platforms, and so you can geek out forever. But if you don't love data, this is the most important thing that you have to pay attention to. This shows you, so curve, if I try to kind of replicate what's on there, it's kind of like going like this, here, up, down, and then, across, right? And this is a 14-minute video, right? But this could be an hour, this could be 2 hours, this could be whatever. This is showing you second by second where people are falling off in your video, right? So if we look at the start here, this sucks. Like, you just lost half of the people in the first 30 seconds of this video. This isn't me saying that you suck. This is, I love you. This is like, your structure here sucks, right? And for a lot of videos, this is actually not new for most people here, right? Like, you have a hook on a landing page. But then when we go to YouTube, we kind of forget all of this stuff, right? Rolling on one of your videos, or like your most recent video here, you're doing a thing on stage, but it's not you at the start. It's somebody doing an intro of you.
Okay.
If I don't know you, I don't want to sit through this intro, right? So same thing. Like if you were making a landing page, what would the opening be? You have a headline and a subheadline, not somebody saying who this person is. And definitely not saying, hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Evan. Thank you. Wow, happy Thursday. Great to be here. This is how we start our videos. But you know you'd never use that opening for anything else in any of your other marketing, right? But then when we go to YouTube, we kind of forget all the stuff that we know about marketing. So when you see something like this, it's like, okay, well, this sucks. Like, we need to fix our intro. Because we're assuming we're targeting people who have no idea who we are. So Roland's got 10,000 subscribers, cool. Like, let's 100x that, let's get him to 1 million. The way to do that is to target people who have no idea who he is. So if I'm watching a video and it's not capturing my attention right away, I'm out. But if you catch me for the first minute, they'll watch 2 hours because you're the only guy teaching the stuff that you know. Mm-hmm. So the intro sucks. But then you have these moments, right? Like on here, you have these moments. Like you have a little peak here, you have a little peak here, right? And this is a big peak on that graph. What is that? Well, how does that happen? Like people are leaving the video. How do we have a spike in the middle? So they're either like, this sucks so much that I'm going to fast forward and just skip it. Or it's like, wait, what did he just say? And they rewind it to go watch it again. When you're looking at doing your micro clips, this is the stuff that you clip. Like, you don't have to have your team sit there and like fight over which clip was good and which one wasn't good. Like, the data is showing you. And in rolling a 40-minute presentation, this is going to have lots of these little spiky moments. And so he just has to go like here and here and here and here. Like, these are all little clips that he can put across all the channels. Those become like 45-second Instagram Reels. Those become one-liner tweets. And especially when you're working with somebody, you're going to say tons of genius things that maybe you've never said before.
What we had been doing was, because we have video calls that are group training calls, we've been clipping the things that were questions that were answered in those calls, and they just haven't made it here. So we'll have to get on that, because we have that content already from the Zoom calls and the training, and putting that up is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
When you release long-form content on YouTube, because you're releasing your 1-hour shows, your 1-hour consults, you post it to YouTube, you get the best data here saying where people are falling off, and then that gives you 40 different clips to put across all your channels. You're definitely not doing it. And even team doesn't have to sit there and struggle to figure out, like, what are we going to post? You look at the data.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about how do we create content without having to create more content. But that content that I'm guessing, and I'm asking for everybody here, if we're doing coaching calls effectively within our community, then posting that content shows us doing what we're doing. Is that something that seems like it would be something that would work here? Because it is giving them examples of you literally doing the thing that you do.
Yeah, for sure. If they get a change in the call. Yeah. Right? Like if you end the call, like, oh, that's...
Yeah, no, we're solving problems all the time.
Exactly. I mean,
so that's actually kind of cool, because you don't want to have to create more content. So if you're doing coaching calls or trainings or any of those kinds of things already, then that's a great place to get that, right?
As long as there's ideally buy-in at the beginning, or you ask for permission afterwards. But if you're doing a show, then you get the buy-in, or they're not coming on. You don't get Roland's time.
Right.
If they're clients and that may not be part of the buy-in, then you have to ask afterwards. Hey, do you mind if we put that up there?
No, you just surprise them. Just hope everything works out okay.
Well, you didn't get that one from me.
Thank
Audience
you.
retention curve, like super important, most important piece of data to pay attention to. It also helps you make better data. Like quite often, you'd be shocked at how often this is some, like, that was the moment. Like if you watched it back, you said, what did I do there? What did I say there? You're shocked that was the moment. But the audience is telling you, yeah, that's the moment. So do more stuff like that, not just clip it, but do more. Maybe you have another video just dedicated to whatever topic this was, right? So you're just using data to become better creators. Not anything new to you guys. You guys know what you're doing, but just I'm helping you bring it into a YouTube world.
You were saying the intro sucks, so does a bumper work, or does it need to be more organic? A bumper meaning a pre-edited log line to ensure you're not.
Let me give you the structure. We need our hook, okay? Nothing new. You guys know we need a hook. So what does the hook look like in video? Well, if Roland's going to speak on stage, or if Roland's going to do a consulting call, you don't know what the best, like the beginning kind of sucks. Hey, Susan, nice to meet you. Like, tell me about your business and where you're all about. And then you're going to ask 8 questions, and then you're going to get to the goal that's coming up. And you can get there faster, but it's still a couple minutes of rapport building, and it kind of sucks. We're assuming people have no idea who you are. It's their first time seeing it. What am I watching, right? So what you do is you take the highlight moments and put it at the beginning. I need Susan saying, Roland, you just saved me $1 million. I love you. That's the first 20 seconds of the video.
That's good.
Right? When you're doing a speech, same thing. Like whatever the highlight moments are, whenever you get the most animated or the most claps, like clips, this is not anything new, right? You watch a TV show, coming up on this episode of Survivor, the drama, whatever happens, right? Like we're just taking those same things and we're putting it into a YouTube video. When you are doing a standalone video, like it's you just direct to camera, you can control that better. You can lead with a hook. you can have a powerful opinion out of the gate, right? You're not going to say, hey guys, welcome back, it's me. But when you're with somebody else, you can't control the intro. It's going to be kind of crappy. A podcast, you have Arnold on, he's going to say something great, but probably not the first thing out of his mouth. Right?
Yeah.
Now I know who Arnold is, so cool, that's going to help. But in general, when you're with somebody else, you take the highlight moments and you have the bumper is not a look at how fancy I am and New York Times best-selling author. Like, nobody cares about that stuff yet because they don't know who you are. Like, you have to give me a reason to watch. And so it's the most emotional moment from whatever happened there, bumper at the beginning. Yes, bumper, but not a stock thing that's on every single video. It's from inside that video, the best moment and cut. When I first started, I would never have come to this. I'd be too embarrassed. I'm shy, I'm introverted. It doesn't come across like when I'm on stage doing stuff, but I would never have come here. I would have never asked questions. I'd never attend sessions. And so you guys, I bet have already seen huge growth in your business as a result of coming to TNC, whether it's this time or previous times. And so it's the investment in learning to really go off and do it. So teaching you the structure. But it's not just the growth, right? Like, I want you to make money. What do you sell? Let's make that happen.
Just a really quick one on the strategy you shared with recording the client calls. How do you title and optimize that for discoverability, or is that not for discoverability? You do other videos for discoverability, and these are just for more like value.
This is great. So this is great for everybody. Like, how do you call the video? What do you title it so they can start getting views? Most people think YouTube is a search engine, and it is. We all heard YouTube's the second largest search engine in the world. Yay, optimize. Most views don't happen on search, though. Most views happen by what gets recommended to you in suggested. So the game is not ranking for keywords in search. The game is ranking after other existing videos. So if I'm rolling and I'm doing a consulting video, I don't care about ranking for how to be a consultant or how to earn equity as a consultant. I'm looking at what are the other videos that have already done well on those channels, currently on YouTube, and I want to rank after them. Because Roland's better than those guys. This is what is frustrating, is that there's so much demand, like everybody's going to YouTube to search for this stuff, and there's so little supply. When you say, oh, am I too late? Is it oversaturated? For like, who's actually posting? Who's talking about this on YouTube? Zero. Mm-hmm. In your industry, like relationships, who's actually good? Like, how much supply is there? Not a lot. What do you talk about? What's your business?
Well, I do. I'm the head of marketing for a software company, but my YouTube channel is I do affiliate marketing.
Cool.
Basically.
So
B2B
there are
SaaS
some people doing
marketing.
affiliate marketing on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you better than them?
In some ways.
Well, but like that's what we focus on. Like, for most industries, am I too late? There's only a handful of people who are doing it. There aren't 50 people making videos on affiliate marketing that have any level of quality. And how many people care about affiliate marketing that are going to YouTube to search? Millions, right? So there's giant demand, little supply, and maybe almost zero quality supply. So the game becomes 25-year-old life coach example, right? Like, coming on, they're getting millions of views off of their video. Affiliate marketers sharing their advice, they're already getting millions of views off of their videos. Consultants are already getting millions of views off their videos. Awesome. Your job isn't to rank for the term, your job is to rank after their video.
Right. And just a quick follow-up on that, is it, not to get too nerdy with the algorithm, but do you have like a small window there where YouTube will push you for a little bit to see if your video is good? Is that? That's
a different game. That's a news cycle browse game. So if you're talking, this strategy does not work if you're covering news stuff, right? If you're talking about Russia or COVID or whatever, right? That matters what happens right now. Suggested is evergreen content. We don't even look at our numbers until 30, 60, 90 days out. Okay. This is a difference between a Mr. Beast like launch, we need to get it popping hard, versus evergreen thought leadership education content.
Got it.
Because the stuff that you share is evergreen.
Do you do anything different to rank after the other guys, or?
The easiest way to do it is a similar title to what they used.
Okay.
So you're taking a similar title, you call your video almost the same thing or the same thing depending on, what it is.
Okay.
And then it's about getting people to watch.
Cool.
So the hook is important, right? Like, the first minute matters. If any data nerds here, 70% at 1 minute becomes the goal. This is hard. Hold their attention so that 1 minute into the video, 70% of people are still watching.
I have a question I'm a little shy about asking.
Let's go. You got it. Let's go, Sally. Come on. Woo!
I think this might be a dirty little secret, and I wanted to find out your take on it.
Okay,
I was talking, can I have permission to say something that's embarrassing. I was talking with a group of entrepreneurs, and we were talking about how it can be more difficult for women to do impromptu video because there's a higher level of expectation for how a woman looks on video. That it's more, I mean, we can all agree a woman can't just roll out of bed and do a video in quite the same way that a guy can, unless that's your brand, which is cool. And so what we were talking about was how if you look at video quality, production quality in terms of A, B, and C, an A quality video is one that you have hair and makeup, you have practiced, it's articulate, maybe you have a teleprompter, but it's killer. C quality is like, hey guys, I'm here at the burger stand, eating my hot dog. The concept that this group of entrepreneurs came up with was women can either do an A or a C, but you can't have a B. What do you think of that?
So first off, I'm not a woman, so, you know, obviously.
But you're a viewer, you're a critic and an expert and a connoisseur.
Yeah, and so it depends on like what does your audience actually care about? Does it matter to the audience or not, and what's the ideal client that you're trying to bring in? Just like everything else. Who's your ideal market? What are they looking at in you? And is that the brand that you want to be? If you're positioning yourself as, I am the perfect woman who's got it all figured out, then you better look that, you better be that, because that's what you're selling. If you're saying,
what about branding up until a certain point? Because up until recently, great branding, especially for women, was really more about having a certain look and style and attitude. And only recently has it become a lot more authentic and deconstructed. And so it's a difficult shift.
I mean, for guys too, there's a lot of momentum towards just being authentic. In my industry, Mel Robbins is probably the number one female creator right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, she's an outstanding example of somebody who's really kind of broken that glass ceiling.
Well,
by glass
but
ceiling,
she does
I guess
both.
I mean the mirror in front
like
of
she'll
you.
do super high-end TV show level fancy stuff, and then she'll be in the back of her taxi or like, I just woke up in bed and hey everybody, I've got a message on my heart, right? And she shares it. So how much of it is actually like just a story in your head versus actually what's real? But it's more like, who are the people who I want to attract? In this presentation, I care about education and thought leadership. That's what I'm great at. I don't want news or the crazy trending stuff. It's like I want to help you sell more stuff, which brings some people in and kicks some people out.
Okay, that's helpful. So you're saying we shouldn't do catfishing.
I love authenticity. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the best marketing of all time. But you can, like, that works. But as soon as that crumbles, then, like, as soon as people see you without your makeup on or whatever, then does that just destroy the brand that you built for yourself?
So I should take off my toupee?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Evan.
Cheers.
I run a channel called HubSpot Hacks, and I teach people how to use HubSpot on YouTube. Like,
Okay.
we've seen very similar growth in our subscribers like you have, so that's
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
And I look like this on my videos. Like, I don't have a dress, and like I shoot it in the, like, check it out. The answer to that question is right there.
Yeah.
But in the first minute, we used to use a bumper so that we actually had like our brands, but we found that we were losing some like eyeballs on that first minute.
Yeah.
But like if I haven't watched your videos, Roland, I need to after this. What are you suggesting for making sure that there's a brand visibility, like any logos or graphics or whatever in that first minute?
Nobody cares yet. No, like you don't need to have it in the first minute. Nobody
Okay.
cares about your brand yet.
So-
You got to earn that by saying something awesome. This is where most people, that chart that I showed you here is like, if I actually were to watch this video, it's probably all brand. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't care yet.
Yeah.
Teach me something.
Okay, might have to A/B test that a little bit.
Like, the best brand equity that you can build with them is not them seeing the logo, it's them spending time with you.
That's
Do you
helpful.
love Roland because of his logo and the color scheme? It's no, like, this guy's a genius and he's teaching me something, he's changing my life.
Sure.
That's the brand. Let me finish this
Okay.
because I think this will be helpful, like in structuring a video that will actually help you convert to sales. So like the hook matters, 70% retention at 1 minute. The hook at the beginning is you pitching something, like the value of this video. Or if you're doing coaching, the highlight moments, 20, 30 seconds, highlight moments at the beginning to get people to watch, okay? 2, we need a call to action in the middle of the video. This is where people screw up. People put the call to action at the end. Get Joe's free book at the end, right? Or hire me or whatever at the end. No. You put it in the middle of the video. I want everybody to have a lead magnet. You guys know what that is? A lead magnet in the middle of the video that then you're linking in the description below. So halfway through a video, if you're doing a coaching call, you're not going to interrupt yourself. You know, hey, by the way, guys, okay, if you want my lead magnet, there's something below. But you film. Joe did this. He's doing interviews with people or 10-minute talks on his channel for Genius Network. And Joe comes on 5 minutes in and says, hey, guys, I got a book, Joe's free book. And he started generating leads for his free book while being on sabbatical for an entire year, just filming this video and generating leads for his business. Like, I need people to go off of social and into your email list, right? So we can sell them stuff. Once they're on your email list, you guys know way better than I do on what to do with them. But how do we generate leads? And so inside your video is a lead magnet that they get for their email address exchange. So halfway through, you interrupt the video, either yourself or an ad that says, hey, if you want to know XYZ, there's a link in the description below, go click it. I'll see you there, right? In the middle. You do it at the beginning, everybody's going to bounce. You do it at the end, everybody's going to bounce. You do it in the middle so that, like, that's interesting, but they'll keep watching the video, right? And the ones who aren't, they stop watching the videos because they've gone to go click on your lead magnet. What would you rather have? I want them to click on my lead magnet because I got their email address, right? So the call to action needs to happen and needs to be in the middle. And then just quickly, last thing here is the ending is what's next. What you want to do, and if you need an example, just look at any of my videos, you'll see. At the end of every video, you lead them to another video. Don't say thank you for watching. Don't ask them to subscribe to your channel. I have 3.5 million subscribers on my channel. I never ask anybody to subscribe to my channel. They'll subscribe because they love you. So your job is to get them to watch the next video. At the end of the video, use no language that feels like it's over. No closing language. You know, like, thank you guys for watching. No, it's the end of the session for you, but it's not the end of the session for them. Treat it like it's the end of the first quarter in a basketball game. So after they're done that first video, if they watch one video of Roland on stage crushing it, there should be a thing at the end saying, hey, and if you want to see another speech where I did at TNC last year, go click there. I'll see you there. Not I'll see you later or I'll see you soon. Go click on it. I'll see you there. You're continuing the journey with them. At the last 20 seconds of every video, you can actually show something on, it's called an end screen. You can have a video on there that you can go and lead people to. So if you follow this format, we're hooking people so that they watch it, right? We're getting people to actually stay on the video. YouTube's going to reward us. We're getting a call to action so that we can start collecting email addresses on sell the stuff that we're trying to sell. And at the end, we're continuing the session and go to the next video so YouTube continues to reward us and we're building our brand with the audience. That's what I got.
That's awesome. Thank you. Let's give him a hand. Thank you.
I will, we got to move on and there's other things happening, but I will go to the carpet outside. If you guys have questions, it's my favorite thing to do, so.
Let's give it up one more time for Evan and Roland, you guys.
There you go.